How long can you last without a single drop? 3 days. That's it, 72 hours, and your body starts shutting down the lights, organ by organ, until the screen goes black forever. But here's the mind twist. Every cell in you is already 70% water right now, and we're about to rip that foundation away to see what survives. Hit that like if you're thirsty for the raw truth. Your blood is a river. When the river dries, the banks collapse. Day 1 without water. You feel the thirst like a fist in your throat, dry mouth, cracked lips, that desperate swallow that yields nothing. By hour 24, your kidneys panic and hoard every molecule, turning urine into dark amber syrup. Blood thickens like cold maple, struggling to push through veins. Heart rate spikes to compensate, pounding 120 beats per minute just to deliver half the oxygen. A 2025 study from the Mayo Clinic tracked 40 volunteers in controlled dehydration. After 36 hours, cognitive scores dropped 25% worse than being legally drunk. You're not tired, you're malfunctioning, but the body fights dirty. It starts stealing. First, from saliva goodbye, lubrication, hello, sandpaper tongue. Then from tears eyes sting, vision blurs. Finally, from the brain itself. Your gray matter is 85% water. Lose 5% and it literally shrinks, pulling away from the skull like a deflating balloon. MRI scans from a fresh Johns Hopkins trial show the gap. Dehydrated brains look like raisins pressed against bone. Hallucinations kick, in shadows crawl, voices whisper. A Bedouin survivor in the Sahara last year described mirages so vivid he argued with his dead grandmother for hours. She won. Now, meet the freaks who cheat the clock. Kangaroo rats in the Mojave never drink, ever. They squeeze water from seeds using metabolic wizardry, burning fat to make H2O inside their cells. 1 gram of fat yields 1 gram of water plus energy. Evolution turned them into living stills. Humans, we can borrow the trick, sort of. Ketones produced during fasting release bound water, buying an extra day. Navy SEALs in survival training push for days on urine recycling and body fat alone, but the 5th day still claims most. The record stands at 18 days. Andreas Mikovic, locked in an Austrian holding cell in 1979, licking condensation off walls. He lost 53 pounds and half his mind, but the heart kept ticking. Zoom into the microscopic war. Every cell is a water balloon wrapped in fat. Inside, enzymes float in liquid highways, ferrying fuel, drain the highways and traffic jams. Proteins clump like cars in gridlock, sparking inflammation. A 2025 Nature paper mapped the cascade. After 48 hours without water, 1 in 4 cells enters autophagy, cannibal mode, eating their own organelles to squeeze out droplets. It's survival cannibalism. Works for a while, then the pantry runs bare. Mitochondria, the power plants swell and burst, leaking acid, pH crashes, organs drown in their own poison. But the desert isn't the only battlefield. Cities kill with thirst too. Cape Town's Day 0 in 2018 came within 90 days of turning off taps for 4 million people. They rationed 213 gallons per person, less than a 10-minute shower. Queues snaked for blocks, fists flew over bottles. A viral X-clip from the crisis shows a grandmother filling a kiddie pool with grey water to flush once. The city survived by drilling emergency aquifers, but the scare rewrote policy worldwide. Singapore now recycles every drop of sewage into new water purer than tap. They drink their own filtered pee and brag about it. Enter the biohackers. A garage lab in Austin runs dry fasting retreats, 72 hours. No food, no water, just breath and sweat. Participants claim clarity, fat loss, stem cell spikes. A 2025 trial on 30 subjects measured blood markers. Inflammation plunged 40%. Insulin sensitivity soared. Dangerous. Absolutely 2 dropped out with kidney stones the size of peas. But the data teases a pattern. Short, controlled dehydration stresses cells into repair mode, like weightlifting for your insides. The key is rehydration timing flood. The system and growth factors explode. Miss the window and you're toast. Now the weird gets weirder. Tardigrades, those microscopic water bears, survive total desiccation. They replaced 95% of their water with a sugar called trehalose, turning into glass-like tungstates. Years later, add a drop, and they wiggle back to life. Scientists at Tokyo University just grafted the trehalose gene into human kidney cells. The cells dried to dust, sat on a shelf for a month, then revived with saline. No scars. The paper dropped last week X blew up with zombie kidneys. Pharma is racing to scale it for organ transport. Imagine shipping a heart across oceans without ice. Soldiers want in. DARPA's Metabolic Dominance Program aims for 7-day water independence. They're testing hydrogels that swell in the gut, releasing stored H2O on demand. A prototype bead, the size of a pea, holds 2 ounces swallow 50, and you're a camel. Field trials in Djibouti last month let Marines patrol with half rations. One squad went 9 days before cracking. Side effects: explosive diarrhea on rehydration. Progress smells funny. Picture the moment it breaks you. Hour 60. Skin tense when pinched, staying peaked like dough. Eyes sink into sockets. Speech slurs words. Stick to the roof of your mouth. A 2025 ER database from Phoenix heatwaves logs the final stage. Core temperature hits 106. Proteins cook. Brain swells against skull. Seizures. Coma. Flatline. Average time from first symptom to death in 104-degree heat, 41 hours. Kids go faster, 24. The desert doesn't negotiate, but the ocean does. 97% of Earth's water is salt and drinkable without energy. Solar stills on life rafts produce 1 pint per day per person. Israeli troops carry forward osmosis straws that filter urine or seawater into potable on the SIP. A UN convoy in Yemen last year saved 300 refugees with grapefruit-sized desalpods powered by body heat. The tech scales. A shipping container unit now supplies a village of 5,004 pennies per gallon. Future gaze, year 2050. Atmospheric water generators the size of microwaves pull 10 gallons daily from air, even in deserts. MIT's newest mesh mimics Namib beetle shells, tiny bumps that condense fog into streams. Install on rooftops, pipe 2 taps. A pilot in Chile's Atacama, driest place on Earth, harvested enough for a school. Scaled to cities, and drought becomes history. AI predicts humidity pockets, deploys drone fleets overnight. Water wars end not with guns, but with condensation. Skeptics scoff energy, costs, maintenance nightmares. Fair, but a fresh World Bank report flips the script. Solar prices dropped 89% in a decade. 1 square mile of panels powers 1 million homes worth of generators. Private money floods in breakthrough energy. Gates, Bezos betting billions on humidity as the new oil. Here's the cinematic what if. West Texas 2060, a dust storm buries the last aquifer. Rancher Maya Reyes, 3rd generation, sun-leathered, stubborn, refuses evacuation. Her grandfather died drilling dry holes. She won't quit. In the barn sits a prototype harvester, cobbled from scavenged EV batteries and beetle mesh. Night falls, temperature plummets, dew point hits. The machine hums. First drop beads, then a trickle, then a silver ribbon into a trough. Cattle drink. Maya drinks. Tears mix with condensate, she tastes hope. By dawn the tank holds 200 gallons. Word spreads. Refugees arrive. The storm breaks, but the harvester doesn't. Maya's ranch becomes a green oasis in rust-red waste. She teaches kids to read moisture maps on cracked tablets. One girl, Sophia, sketches a city of cloud catchers. 30 years later, Sophia's design roofs Dubai in shimmering mesh, ending imports forever. Maya, 90 but spry on rehydration therapy, cuts the ribbon. The desert blooms. Drop in comments. Could you last 3 days without water? Tag a friend who'd tap out first. The abyss stares back. Every sip you take today is borrowed from tomorrow's clouds. This rewired my brain. Water isn't a utility. It's the original currency of life. Every civilization rose on rivers, fell on droughts. Today we engineer the cycle pull from air, recycle from waste, store in cells. The next war won't be over oil. It'll be over the right to condense, but the math tilts toward abundance. We're not running out, we're learning to catch what's already falling. Smash subscribe for more dives into the impossible. Comment your wildest water hack below. Best one gets pinned. Share this with your survival squad, because thirst is coming for us all, and the ones who adapt write the next chapter. Drink up, the future's wet.